that you are well, and I also hope that you are having an amazing day so far. All right, so for today, we will be doing our English lesson or our grade 4 English lesson on coordinating conjunctions. So we'll be doing our grade 4 English lesson on coordinating conjunctions. And before we start with coordinating conjunctions, we're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. And once you've logged into aplusstudents.ca with your username as well as your password, and then you're going to select the subject of language arts. And we go to grade 4. All right, so once we go to grade 4, you're going to scroll down up until you get to the chapter of coordinating conjunction. And under the chapter of coordinating conjunctions, we are going to focus on the lessons on identify coordinating conjunctions and to use coordinating conjunctions. So we first need to identify the coordinating conjunctions before we use coordinating conjunctions. All right. So today also our lesson on coordinating conjunction is in the aplusstudents.ca tutorial book. So we are going to do our full lesson within the aplusstudents.ca tutorial page. We are also going to do our test in the aplusstudents.ca page, right? So once again, our chapter is called Coordinating Conjunctions, and the lesson that we are focusing on is to identify coordinating conjunctions. And once we've identified it, the next lesson is to use the coordinating conjunctions. All right, so a coordinating conjunction is a conjunction that connects words, phrases, and clauses that are coordinate or that is equal to each other. So a coordinating conjunction, right? It connects words. It is words that connects words, right? Or we call it connecting words. So it connects words, it connects phrases, and it also connects clauses, right? That are coordinate or that are equal to each other. Then we have 7 coordinating conjunctions, right? And the coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So most times when it comes to coordinating conjunctions, we do not even use most of it. We don't use all 7, right? The most common ones that we usually use to connect words is and, but, or so. That is usually the most common coordinating conjunctions or words that is used in order to connect either words, phrases, or clauses. And once again, that is just the different coordinating conjunctions, which is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. If we let's say, fully explain or describe each one of the coordinating conjunctions, right? For, when we use the word for to connect either words or phrases, right, then it means that we are showing a reason. We are showing reason. He is working here for he loves this company. So it's almost like asking, so why? Why is he working here? Because he loves the country. So it's like giving a reason as to asking the question, or responding to the question, why? When we use the word and, the conjunction and, then it is basically to add on. In addition to, you're adding on. John hates you a lot and he will never talk to you. So it's like adding on to whatever the reason was, or the situation is, or the thing is. I have never talked to that guy, nor do I want to do so. Nor do I want to do so. So, nor is like saying also not. So, this is the one reason as to why I don't talk to guys, and this is also the other one. Either or, nor. When we use the word but, when we use the word but, then it is to show contrast. I wanted to help you, but they didn't let me do it. I wanted to help you, but they didn't let me do it. Do you want to come with us, or do you want to stay here? That is when we use or. Or is like options. It's this or that. You have options. So, do you want to come with us, or do you want to stay? Then we have yet, and yet also shows contrast. All of us worked really hard to pass the test, yet we failed. So we worked really hard to pass the test, yet we failed. And the last one is so, and shows a result or the consequence. I was feeling blue, so I didn't go to office, or I didn't go to campus. So I was feeling blue, so I didn't go to office. And that is the coordinating conjunctions, the seven coordinating conjunctions, which is for, that shows reason, and which basically shows an addition to something, nor, which means also not, but is to show contrast, yet is also there to show contrast. Then we have or, which are options. And then we have so, which is the result or consequence. So that is our seven conjunctions. But like I said, we do not use all of the seven. So now we are going to identify coordinating conjunctions within our tutorial page. And we see coordinating conjunctions are used to connect words. You can either say John and Mary, it's connecting that to words, phrases, and simple sentences. And some common coordinating conjunctions are and, but, or, and so. So, out of the 7 coordinating conjunctions, the most common ones are and, but, or, so. So, that is the coordinating conjunction as well as the common coordinating conjunctions that are mainly being used. All right, we need to select the coordinating conjunction. Mr. Nicholson was an honest man, but a lazy one too. So Mr. Nicholson was an honest man, but a lazy one too. So if we look at the word but, if we look at the word but, so but is our coordinated conjunction and connects the two sentences. So it's like saying Mr. Nicholson was an honest man, but is the word that connects a lazy one. It's like showing contrast. So as much as he's an honest man, but he is lazy. Her big sister and her little brother sipped cocoa together. Her big sister and her little brother sipped cocoa together. So the word that is the coordinator, the word that connects, let's say, either two phrases, sentences, is and. So and. So her big sister and her little brother sipped cocoa together. And is it connects the two phrases, which is her big sister and it connects her little brother. Will Farmer Boyer plant cabbage or onions this year? So will Farmer Boyer plant cabbage or onions this year? So it's like either or. It's like either or. It's like options. So or between cabbage and onions. It's like you either have an option between the cabbages or the onions. And just to go back, we said and it's an addition to, it's like an add on. But shows contrast, or It's basically options, and show is the result or consequence of something. All right. So now we're going to our test where we are going to select the coordinating conjunction. And remember, we said that the coordinating conjunction, it either joins words, phrases, sentences. My aunt and uncle saw giraffes in Serengeti National Park. We need to choose between the correct answer. Is it and or in? And or in. And if we select the coordinated conjunction, we're going to select and my aunt and uncle. All right. I would come over, but I must do my chores. So is it but or do? And here we're going to identify but. All right. We can choose happiness or we can be unhappy. So we can choose happiness or we can be unhappy. And if we choose the coordinating conjunction, is it or is it we? And we will go with or. There you go. Or. Lovely. Then Abe smiled at the woman. Abe smiled at the woman, but he could not understand her. So Abe smiled at the woman, but he could not understand her. Is it but or he? The coordinating conjunctions. Abe smiled at the woman, but he could not understand. So but is our coordinating conjunction. And the magician was a funny performer, and his tricks were amazing. So the magician was a funny performer, and his tricks were amazing. So now we need to choose our answers. Is it and, which is in addition, or his, which is his? All right, and we are going to choose and, because and is that word that links, that joins. And did you boil the carrots or did you steam it? Steam them. So, or did, we need to choose the coordinating conjunction and we will choose or. So, or And then our new apartment is small but comfortable. So definitely, but is our word. All right, let's go to grade 4. There we go. All right. I don't know what happened there. But, anyways, so even here, if we select the coordinating conjunction, no, we already did that one. Let's go to the next one, which is to use coordinating conjunction. Apologies for that. We have identified, right, even in a form of a test that we did, we identified the coordinating conjunctions, right? Now we are going to use the coordinating conjunctions because now we know what coordinating conjunctions are as well as when and how to join those words or link it up. So now we're going to use coordinating conjunctions. So coordinating conjunctions, right, are used to connect the words, phrases, and simple sentences. And some of the common coordinating conjunctions are and, but, or, and so. And remember, we said that there are actually 7 coordinating conjunctions, but the most common ones that we mainly use are the 4, which is and, but, or, and so. So these are the ones that are more commonly used, and especially appropriate for the age group or the grade group. So we use and. So we use and to connect words, phrases, or sentences that go together or that are alike. So we use and connect words, phrases, or sentences that go together or that are alike. And examples of that is my sister is going to France and Spain this summer. So it's basically adding on. I have a pet dog and my cousin does too. And then we use but. We use but to show contrast. So we use but to show contrast. My brother, sorry, loves apples. So my brother loves apples but hates apple pie. So my brother loves apples, or as much as he loves apples, he does not like apple pie. And then I usually walk to school, but my dad drove me today. But. So now we're going to use or to show a choice. We're going to use or to show choice. It's like or mm. We are going to show a choice. Today we can go to the beach or the park. It's like a choice. Also, kind of gives me, it's like, can say it's more like an option also. Or I usually walk to school. Yeah, but I drove today. But. So we use or to show a choice. And we say choice or options. Today we can go to the beach or the park. So today we can go to the beach or the park. So you are, it's like choice. It's like you have a choice to go either to the beach or to the park. You can finish your homework now or you can finish it after school. So you can either finish it now or after school. Or that shows a choice. And then we have use so to tell that something happens because of something else. So, and with so, if we look at an example, right, then we can say, I forgot to set my alarm. So I was late. So we use so to tell that something happens because of something else. So it's like option type of thing. And now we're looking at our example sentences. We need to complete the sentence with the base conjunction, either or, so, but, or and. Is that a rumble of thunder? So, is that a rumble of thunder? Then we can say, or is it a buffalo stampede? So, it's basically the sound that they can hear, a very loud sound. So, now they are comparing the rumble of thunder to a buffalo stampede. It's not comparing, but it's like or mm. I admire Preston's courage. So I admire Preston's courage. He's kind heart. So I admire his courage. And we can put the and. So and. Oh gosh, sorry. I apologize for that. I wanted to choose that. So I say, I admire Preston's courage and his kind heart. So, and. So we can say either and or his kind heart. Let's rather go with or his kind heart. Because he's got great courage, right? And he's got a kind heart. So it's basically and. It's and his kind heart. because he's got both. He is courageous, he's got that qualities, and he's got a beautiful, kind heart. And choosing and, but, or so can be very tricky because sometimes you won't know when to use what, right? That is why it is good to know, like, for example, we adding on things that are alike but showing contrast or shows a choice or show so that tells us something happens because it happened already. Put the stallion in the stable, leave him in the pasture. So we can say or leave him in the pasture. Or. So it's either or, meaning you can either put him in the stable or you can just leave him in the pasture. So you choose to put him either in the stable or to leave him in the pasture. All right, now let's go to the test. We are now going to test ourselves, right? Where we need to complete the sentence with the base conjunction. And remember, we said that the four conjunctions that are most common is and, but, or so. Rake the leaves from the lawn. Use a blower instead. So rake the leaves from the lawn. Use a blower instead. So we need to use the word so or. So rake the leaves from the lawn, so use a blower instead. Or rake the leaves from the lawn, or use a blower instead. So we need to complete the sentence with the base conjunction. So if we look at the word so or, which word best describes a conjunction within this given sentence, which is to rake the leaves from the lawn or to use a blower instead. So, or use a blower instead. So you can choose to either rake the lawn or you can choose to use the blower instead. She will talk to us about honesty. So good manners or and good manners. So we need to complete the sentence. If we look at the sentence, grade fours, right? Which option do you think is the best conjunction? Is it so or is it and? Which one do you think is the best conjunction in order for us to complete the sentence? Is it so or and? She will talk to us about honesty, so good manners, or and good manners. She will talk to us about honesty, so good manners, or and good manners. All right. So if we choose the best conjunction, then we will choose and, because she will talk to us about honesty and good manners, meaning that you need to be honest and you need to have good manners because it goes hand in hand. The climate is hot at the Grand Canyon. So the climate is hot at the Grand Canyon. So take plenty of water or take plenty of water. We need to choose the best option, whether it is so, whether it is or. The climate is hot at the Grand Canyon. take plenty of water. So if the climate is hot at the Grand Canyon, then you need to take plenty of water. So take plenty of water. So will you eat corned beef? So will you eat corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day? So will you eat corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day? Or will you eat corned beef but cabbage on St. Patrick's Day? So either choose and or but. So will you eat corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day? But cabbage on St. Patrick's Day. So and corn and beef. Corn and beef. Maybe that's a traditional meal. You never know. Right. So far we have identified coordinating conjunctions, and we said the coordinating conjunctions that we identified was and, but, or so, right? Because that is the most common coordinating conjunctions that either joins words or phrases or sentences, right? And then we also use coordinating conjunctions by adding in the correct conjunction within the given sentence, whether it was or, so, but, or, and. So now we're going to do an activity. Let's first go to this one. So we are going to fill in the blanks with the correct conjunctions. So we are going to choose either between and or. We're going to choose and or. So it's basically like choices that we are choosing, right? So we are going to fill in the blank with the correct conjunction. Orange, yellow, or both colors. So orange, yellow, or both colors. Do we say orange and yellow or both colors? Or orange or yellow or both colors? Orange and yellow or both colors? Or orange or yellow or both colors? So if we choose the coordinating conjunction, is it or is it and? For our first question, orange, yellow are both colors. And if we were to choose the correct one, we will then say orange and yellow are both colors. Yes, so well done. Circles, squares are both shapes. Is it and or do we use or? Are both shapes. Circles, squares are both shapes. And that is correct. Orange and yellow. But now, circle, squares. Is it circle and squares are both shapes or circle or squares are both shapes? Circles and squares are both shapes or circles or squares are both shapes. And we are going to say circles and squares. Because if you're saying both, then clearly you're saying that it is this and that, which is circles and squares are both shapes. So well done. You can use a pen, a pencil. Do we use and or do we use or? You can use a pen and a pencil or a pencil. You can use a pen or a pencil. So you can use a pen and pencil, or you can use a pen or pencil. Which one? Can I use both or either or? So do we use and or do we use or? Options. So which coordinating conjunction gives us options? So you can use a pencil, a pen, and a pencil. Or do we say you can use a pen or a pencil? So a few of you are saying that we can say you can use a pen and pencil, and some are saying or pencil. Remember, if you are either writing a test or something, then they're giving you options, right? So with this, that is why I say when it comes to our tutorial, right? The answers can be very tricky, right? Sometimes we'll think that it is or, sometimes we will think it is and, right? Because it will depend on the content or the context of how it's being used. So you can use a pen and a pencil because that can maybe show that it is a test where you can use a pen and pencil. Or sometimes you can maybe say you can use a pen or a pencil. It's like giving someone the option. So this can be very tricky. This can be and it can be or. It depends on the context. Are you a boy? Is it and girl? Or is it are you a boy or a girl? When it comes to and or, like we say, it can either be both, right? Because it depends on the context. Like if you are writing mathematics, right? And you you write with a pen, then maybe your teacher will tell you that you can use a pen and you can use a pencil within the test, right? But we can then mainly say it is use a pencil or use a pen. So let's rather stick with or. Let's rather stick with or, because if we stick with or, then it is us giving options, right? So let's rather stick with or. You can write with a pen or a pencil. So we're going to choose or because it's now option. So let's stick with or being the option. You can use a pen or a pencil within the test. Either one. And the last one, are you a boy and a girl? Are you a boy or a girl? So with this one, we can say, are you a boy? It's like asking a question. What are you? Are you a boy or are you a girl? So, or. All right. So basically, just to clarify on three, we can use or because it's the option. It's either one, right? Use the pen or use a pencil. So that is basically our lesson on coordinating conjunctions. And we see that we have four most common conjunctions that we mainly use, which is and, or, so, or but. We identified specific conjunctions and we also showed ways in which we can use coordinating conjunctions, right? And once again, certain questions can be very tricky. Certain questions can be very tricky, but you need to also know when to use the correct one. And the one with the pencils and the pen either or, let us just stick rather with the option, right? But your question is good. So well done for the question. So thank you very much, grade fours, for being part of the class. Thank you for your interaction. And you should have an amazing evening further. Goodbye.